there go my second life lesson. And to people, you know what I'm saying? I got all these homies. I got girls I'm messing with, you know what I'm saying? You start to see who really fuck with you. You start to see like, nigga, me and you talked every day or every other day. I've been gone for 60 days. You ain't hollered at me not one time. You ain't tried to come find me. You ain't tried to do nothing. Like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Then I get to prison. I feel like you always want to, especially when you creating like art, don't nobody care about the regular. Like, don't nobody want nothing they can see every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best movies are like, you know, non-fictional. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like when you create music, I feel like what I refer to it is you definitely got to put cut on it. Like, you just put some cut on it. Just
So you think when it comes to entertainment, and we're not going to get into music for real, but when it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
to
for sure.
entertainment or anything you want to see on anything you go to see on TV, you rather see stuff that's not really about your life a lot of the time. Like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I see this every day. I
No,
don't
no,
even.
it's a fact. You want to watch something that's not happening in the room you in. You know what I'm saying? So, and I done learned that like as far as even like if you like I've been studying marketing and you know all stuff like that. So yeah, you don't want to see nothing that you can go outside and see. You rather see you know some chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nice outside. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to sit and watch this on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You want
Yeah,
to see something. You want to see some cars crashing right there.
yeah,
You know
on
what I'm
YouTube.
saying? A police chase. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because I ain't gonna say that's cause for everybody. I think because for me at least, I want to see that because I know it ain't real, and I know nobody's actually dying from. Because I really don't want to see nobody die.
Exactly.
Seen
It's
enough
kind
of
of
it.
like, yeah, it's you don't feel as bad because when you watching real trauma or something that really happened, it hits you different. But to be able to watch it and say, oh, that's not real life. I was watching that joint on Netflix with the popular actor where he kept trying to commit suicide. I forgot. I forgot what it's called, but through the whole movie, he trying to commit suicide, but he keep getting stopped or something
Tom
happening.
Hanks.
Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
yeah, he trying to commit suicide through the whole movie. And that shit was kind of deep, but my relief at the end of it was like, man, that wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of still touched me, like, because I feel like somebody out there really is going through that. You know what I'm saying? But I was glad, damn,
What was your main message? Because you said like, what was your main message from that? Because you said like it was hitting you deep before. I know
Yeah.
you
No,
said
I ain't gonna lie. My main message, and I'm this type of person anyway. I could, from the beginning of the movie, I'm thinking that in my head. No matter how hard you think your life is, you still have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? You still have a purpose. Like, eh, I think we forget that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get so caught up in how you, like, oh, man, this is, but you still got a purpose. It's somebody who is going to be distraught if you gone. You're not thinking about them in your own, but that's what I got out of it.
nah, that's deep.
Yeah,
I like how you broke that down.
yeah,
So we talk about the scenery you see and the scenery you don't want to see when you watch when you getting entertained
yeah.
because because of what you come from, you don't really care as much to see that on your TV or whatever. Not saying you don't like your Menace to Societies or whatever.
Not, hold on. You know what? You know what's wild about what you're saying? I just made a comment about Instagram, the bloggers, the influencers posting content about people getting busted with drugs or getting convicted of stuff. I don't think that's something because I'm so used to seeing that. I'm like, that's not entertaining. That's not content to me. You posting that somebody got caught with, 100 pounds. Why are you posting that? You know what I'm saying? That's a real like. So somebody was trying to feed their family and just got, but you turn it into content. So, but I understand why they do it. Is it brings traffic. But me myself personally, I don't look at it the same way everybody
Yeah.
do. I'm like, man, that's kind of weird. You like. The police post, like, good job, we caught this person. You posting it for kind of, it's like,
I get what you're saying, because
Yeah,
I'm like that. Like, even with street fights and shit, I don't care to see that. Like, I roll right past it and stuff.
exactly.
Like, unless it just look like it's about to be funny or something like that, but really ain't nothing funny about it. But it gotta look like, it gotta have like some type of comedy to it if I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch it.
something like, yeah, but if
Yeah.
it's like just a dead serious situation, it's no, that's like, I don't think that ain't my favorite. That ain't my most favorite content.
I can't watch the cops shoot people. I can't watch none of it. Like, them videos that go viral and
Yeah,
stuff when they got all them when it's some police on black people type shit. I can't watch a video of black people shooting people. You know what I'm saying? I can't watch any of that shit online. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real. I don't want to see that shit. Like, we come up around that enough. But what I was getting to is, since you don't want to see that, it's because it triggers something in you. I mean, it's because you've been through a nice chain, by the way. It triggers something called, it triggers something in you. What's that like back, and what's growing up like for you?
growing up for me, it's real smooth. I'm from Kansas City. You know, I really spent most of my so I was born in Seven Oaks. So and it just from there on, as me getting older, I moved further out south. Um, Kansas City is when you're young, this is a beautiful place. You know what I'm saying? You're not really aware of any negative, nothing negative that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like everything seemed peaches and cream. You know, my mother hard working. You know what I'm saying? Man, very very hardworking. She kind of showed me like, you got to get up and go get it. I these days I see like people, women who they be on hiatus for 6 months. They ain't doing nothing. I never seen my mother like not going to get it. If she didn't have one job, she had two. That's the only thing that changed in what she was doing. Sometimes she would have two jobs instead of one. You know what I'm saying? So. Definitely had a hardworking mother. My biological father, I like to say that, I think it's a benefit for some of us for the first, and I'm gonna be blunt here, the
Yes, sir.
first fake nigga is your daddy. You know what I'm saying? That was the first what I would consider somebody that's not really a man. You know what I'm saying? That was my first instance of it. Before I dealt with a friend that was shady, or before I dealt with anybody who didn't treat me right, my first example of a fake nigga was my damn daddy. You know what I'm saying? So on that portion, that's what that was. And the only reason I knew he was a fake nigga, because my mother had a boyfriend and I considered him, a stand-up guy. So I'm able to see like, this is what a man do. This is what a man is. This is how a man treat a woman. You know what I'm saying? So
Fake nigga in the sense of not handling responsibility and
yeah,
all of that
fake
stuff.
nigga just to me a fake nigga is good and goddamn well you ain't taking care of what you're supposed to be doing. You're not doing you're not taking care of your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like you wake up and know you got these kids over there and you ain't talked to them in 6 months. You know that, like, and it could get to the point, I guess, where people just it's like out of sight, out of mind, I guess. But I don't believe that. I don't believe out of sight, out of mind with something you created. It's kind of like, maybe you could though. Maybe some people could, but yeah, as far as that goes, that's kind of like my, my 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 family life. I do have a twin brother.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? So I grew up with my best friend my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did everything together. Like it's not like I'm kind of comfortable with a lot of stuff because I experienced everything with somebody standing next to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know,
That's crazy, because I just sat down with a twin yesterday,
yeah,
and she was like, I was born with my best friend. Because I asked her, as far as individuality and all of that stuff, but she was, and how that, because I know some people with twins, like, their parents dress them alike and all of that,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
can
for
be
sure.
irritating at a time.
Yeah,
But she said I was born with my best friend or whatever.
yeah.
So it was dope that you said that same exact thing.
I think anybody, if you got a good relationship, even if you got a good relationship with a sibling, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't hard to say, but yeah.
I want to jump back to your father after I ask you this, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
She also told me, and I've heard this over the course of my life, because I used to wish I had a twin. I ain't gonna lie, I always thought that was so dope. But no shout out to you, because I fucking love you. And my brothers.
Y'all do
my
look
brothers.
alike, though.
But
You know.
we started to look alike. But yeah. She says she actually feels when her twin is going through something. Or feels certain things. Is that a thing with you too?
But this one I'm gonna tell you, I can't really pinpoint all that, but I will say this. I moved to Arizona when I was 22 years old. I started living my life. Of course, I moved away from Kansas City. My brother was still here. Through the time, I'm turning it. I'm becoming a man. I'm gonna be. I'm in Arizona doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to, get into how my life is gonna be. It would be times where I'm like, dang, I wish my brother was with me. And I ain't talked to him about this, but I'm pretty sure it was the same thing with him. When you got a strong connection like that, y'all gonna end up getting back together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have to explain it, but through the course over, a few years, my brother ended up being right with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought that somebody pointed that out to me, like, you wasn't gonna be away from your brother for too long. I'm like, dang, I never thought about that. Like, we today we're living like we was never apart. You know what I'm saying? We back in the same city. We every day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You can't get away from I'll just say I can't get away from my twin brother. You know what I'm saying? I can't. He always gonna be. If I try to go to South America, you know what I'm saying? He fuck around, be there in a couple. Might take him a while, but he gonna end up sitting right next to me, and
Y'all look exactly alike.
we fraternal, but it depend on the day. It depend on what. Like you just said, nigga, if y'all both get beards, y'all really gonna look. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So when did he feel the same way about your dad?
My brother a little more like trying, like he a little more like wants to make it.
Yeah.
He don't want it to. Me, I'm like, I take it for what it is. And I'm that type of person. You don't fuck with me, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna press the issue.
So I don't remember if you said when you was younger you realized this, or it took you till you got older. So, but that's a different revelation to have. To say,
I
like,
realized
my first fake nigga.
No, I realized it early on. I probably wouldn't have called him a fake nigga when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But me knowing like how digested that, that was my feeling. Like, man, he a fake nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And that made at that time because it seemed like you turned that into a plus, because you said it was a benefit.
To me, like where I'm at now, I love that saying. We don't call them losses, we call them lessons.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at stuff like it was really a lesson. Like if you really look at it, every like loss, the thing you would consider a loss, it's a lesson inside of that. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't really.
And I believe it's like when you take major losses, and a lot of times when it's like, damn, why would that happen to me, or why would that happen to them? I believe in a lot of those situations, I ain't gonna say all, it's God trying to get your attention. Like, I'm trying to call you this way, and I will keep taking things away from you until you come this way or listen to what I'm trying to say to you.
For sure. Absolutely. I agree with that. You definitely got to pay attention to what's going on around you. You got to pay attention to the results you're getting with certain stuff you do. I believe that, wholeheartedly, man. You got to really pay attention to what's going on around you. Like, kind of like you just told me earlier, like, I was, you basically what I took from that, you was trying to do your podcast, make sure everything was perfect. You wanted to, you was extra critique and stuff. Then something happened that showed you like, hey, this could all be gone tomorrow. You need to step on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
that even had me thinking even deeper. Like probably like the last 2 weeks, I was like, even at that time, I was like, yo, I could have been dead, bro. Because the constant message from a lot of people, or the constant quote from a lot of people, is like, you supposed to be dead, bro. You here for a reason. You here for a reason. So that's what helped me realize that. And on top of that, I was thinking, yo, if I was gone, my kids and my wife would be left with nothing. The people who say I am who I am to them, like you the one or whatever, would be left with nothing. My wife and kids would probably be left with some insurance money and stuff like that. But what have I really put on their heart? What have I really put on their minds? What have I left them? And with this podcast, this platform or whatever, with y'all's stories and what y'all give them something to look back at and like, okay, he been through that. That's how he got through that. That type of healing. So it definitely made me come to a realization that I need to get on my shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
How did you start to let your stepfather in? Or was he your stepfather, or was he who you consider your dad?
Eventually,
With how your father was in your life, how could it be, I ain't saying easy, but how were you able to open up to a new man coming into your life?
Well, I was, blessed that the situation was he came in early. I was 3, you know what I'm saying? So I was super young. I really didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But, the only reason you even kind of realize something is because you growing up and it's not this man ain't your biological father. So you kind of question, like, so my real dad, what's up with him? Or he might call or say he gonna do something and don't do it. So I just had them little stints, But for real, I had the opportunity to just really grow with him. Like I don't remember what it's like without him. So it really don't matter. It ain't really, it wasn't that hard. I wasn't 12 and he come around, what I'm saying? I wasn't already developed into a, you know what I'm saying? So it was real easy for me to go ahead and adapt to him and, eventually have love for him. And you know what I'm saying? That was easy.
The first man you was cognitive of being a father was him.
Yeah, it was him.
So
yeah, for sure.
So he's father. He's not even step pops for real. I mean, you may call him that, but you in your heart, he's probably like.
Yeah. He was a man. I'm telling you, he was a man. You know what I'm saying? He was a fake nigga. My stepdad was a real nigga to me because he never even tried to force that. He didn't come to me and say, I'm your dad, or call me this, or he let us, grow into how we want to do. He let us be receptive to him however he wanted. He didn't try to force anything. Like he never told us, like he let that happen organically. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care about no titles. If somebody wants to say my father, my stepfather, that's the man that had the most influence on me growing up as a child, and he definitely cared for me as his own. So that's all it is.
How they explain? Because literally at 3, y'all thought this was pops, like, or whatever.
No, I don't think we didn't. Think it was, we didn't think it was pops. We didn't think it pops because we didn't live. He didn't live with us full time until I'm like in the third grade, I believe. So we kind of knew that's our mother's boyfriend. He always around. You know what I'm saying? He like slow worked it. Like he just genuinely fucked with my mama and fucked with us, and it just eventually turned into that. Then they end up getting a house together. That's when we, all lived together. By the time I'm in third grade, for sure.
How'd you picture your life when you was younger?
How did I picture my life?
Like listening to your art, I wonder how, as a kid, you pictured yourself, and know how you listen to Snoop Dogg and what you want to be when you grow up type shit. It's way different than what you are a lot of the time.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was all over the place. I didn't know. I knew so many different types of people. I didn't know where you gonna go. My mother, a regular working woman. My stepdad, he worked for the city. He a regular working guy. He ended up retiring from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just a regular working guy. Then, people, I'm going back to when I'm young. Like when I was a kid, my he's my second cousin. I think that's would be my mother's first cousin. I'm looking at Tech Nine. He don't do nothing but walk around all day promoting his brand. Like he walking around changing his hair color and stuff. I'm like, man, he kind of do what he want. He walking around in all red. You know what I'm saying? Ain't
Mm,
nobody doing that. He kind of was having more fun as an adult. So I see him. Then I'm down there getting babysitted, watch, like by my older cousin, Alan Wayne the Prodigy. He do music too. Um, and he living a different life. He hanging out with his homies. You know what I'm saying? He have a few chicks come over. He just living a whole different life. They not really going to work, but they got 5 pairs of Air Force Ones though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm like I don't know. I'm like it was kind of like I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. Of course, at home my mother is trying to instill in us. You need to figure out what you want to do. Like what do you like? You know what I'm saying? She was just being a regular mama. Like what you want to do?
Hmm.
Even though for me, I had no idea. I didn't. I kind of wanted to be a chef. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
But that's only because I like food. You know what I'm saying? And my mother taught me how to cook early. Like we was them kids that was in there cooking. Like I'm talking about down to you want a snack, bake some muffins. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, so I kind of thought I wanted to be a chef. But for real, I didn't know.
What brought you? What? I'm not what brought you. What was your best dish, or what's your best dish now and then?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say for real, not. It would just have to be breakfast altogether. I
Hmm.
was that was my favorite meal. I used to love waking up and smelling my mother burning the potatoes. Like how you burn them a little bit. Like that was. It was gonna be a good day if I woke up and smelled that. So I took pride in breakfast. Like so, I even
I get
started
that.
to make sure my breakfast is fire. You know what I'm saying? That was my favorite thing to make. But I'm from KC though. I'm a nigga like I be making like rotel and shit like that. Like I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like ground beef stay in the freezer. Like you
Yeah.
can make ground beef.
Okay,
That's
stupid.
5 meals. You know what I'm saying?
5 minutes.
Yeah, we can do 5 things with that ground beef. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah. I sometimes I ride around, right, and I be like, it just out of nowhere, I'll just be like, I'll just bust a smile because a lot of times I ride in silent,
yeah.
or sometimes like even when I have something on, you know how you can be listening to something but you ain't listening, you just zone
Yeah,
out.
it's just in the background. It's just for the vibe. You
Hmm.
ain't really.
So a lot of times I just smile. That's because I'm thinking about an old memory a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder, like, those are moments of joy for me. Like when I think
Mm.
about those, what was some of those moments like you think about as a kid, and it's like those was like, even though I believe in making more good times, like
Yeah,
I don't jump
yeah.
back in the day no more and be like I wish I was back in the day no more, but I still do cherish those memories. Like what brought joy to see Dub Corey when he was
Corey.
young.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even realize this till I'm getting older and I'm looking back on
Exactly.
stuff. Uh, I probably was always meant to do music because that's the stuff that I remember. I remember even this. I'm gonna tell you, it's a couple things. It's a few
Oh,
of
tell
them.
me.
So my favorite memory, the thing that's a lot of times I go back to, and like, man, yeah, is I recorded my first solo song. I did a song. I did a song with my homie that was solo. It was just a little freestyle. I probably did another song, but I did my first solo song. And I'm like, I'm gonna make it clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna cuss because I'm gonna let my mother hear it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she knew I was rapping yet. So I did the song. I get the song. I'm listening to it. I'm like, it was an old sample. I think it was an Isley Brothers sample. So I'm already thinking she gonna mess with this. It's kind of like she like older type stuff too. So when I took her, we sit in the car. I don't know if it was my car or her car because I had a car at 16. It was probably her car. Though. We get in the car. I let her hear it, and when she said, "Oh, I like that," you know what I'm saying? That was like my confirmation to go. You know what I'm saying? That's when I said, oh, I'm gonna do music. You know what I'm saying? So I always go back to that. Me sitting in the car, nervous about what she gonna think, what I'm saying, because before that, when I was a little bit younger, that's when I'm like 16, 15, 16. Before that, when I was younger, maybe I want to say 10, 11, she found my raps that I was writing, and she kind of didn't have the positive reaction. She's like, "Why are you talking like this? Why are you know what I'm saying?" 'Cause I don't even remember what I was saying, but it was probably something more hardcore, more intense. You know what I'm saying? So she like, "Are you angry? Like, what's?" She don't understand it though. She don't really. She's not a big rap person. She don't understand like that's a vibe. Like instead of, and I know this now, instead of acting on, I want to, man, fuck everybody, I want to do this, you express it in the art. After you talk about something, you don't feel the same way about it. You know what I'm saying? Something terrible could happen if you sit down there and talk about it really, and it's the same thing with doing music. You don't feel the same way afterwards. I was mad when I was recording that song, or I felt that type of way. I was like, but after I was done with it, I'm really good. So really, that wasn't nothing but me, doing self therapy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just writing, or you know what I'm saying? I'm just expressing how I feel. But her initial reaction, it really wasn't really receptive. I'm like, I damn near was like, oh, I don't need to be writing raps. My mama tripping. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, I had, and this will go into another memory that I go to, and I'm like, man, I fuck with that. Um, I was saying earlier about my cousin Alan Wayne, the Prodigy. He was like a babysitter for me when I go over his house, and he like, man, let me hear that stuff you've been writing. And he got a way different opinion to it. Him and his friends like, oh yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, keep going. You know what I'm saying? So thankfully I had them to save me, to keep it fresh in my mind. Like, don't give up on it. Your mama don't like it, but you look up to your big cousin, and you know what I'm saying? He like it, so it got to be something good there. So I think back to times like that when I was getting confirmation that what I'm saying, I should go ahead and be an artist. It's a couple moments when I was younger that now I look back on and like, hey, kind of fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, I don't mean to jump too far.
Do you?
I was sitting, I'm in Kansas City. I'm at my homie house. In the living room, he set up a studio for me. He literally did it like I was, let's say, this was Saturday. On Friday, he's like, I'm gonna set up everything for you. So on Saturday, I'm sitting there. I had just did a song, and I'm like, damn, it's really a reason that everywhere I go, I have access to a microphone. Like this ain't by mistake. Literally everywhere I go, uh, I'm able to record. I'm like, damn, it got to be a reason for this. Like, even I was messing with this chick when I'm like 20, let's say 26 or something like that. She really fucked with me. She was one of them females that's when she get with a man, she all about her man. You know what I'm saying? She what you want to eat? Put your clothes out. You know what I'm saying? Dinner ready. Type shit like that. She'll run your bath water. She was one of them. So she was really into what I was into. She moved to a townhouse. I come to her townhouse one day. I don't live with her. I come to her townhouse one day. She turned the spare bedroom into a studio, like without me. But you know what? She seen how I did it, like so she got the game a little bit. So she was paying attention. I get to her house. She done built a studio in another room. I'm like, God damn. But I was thinking back to that just recently when my boy set up the studio for me in his living room. I'm like, man, I'm really meant to do this shit. It ain't a microphone ain't sitting next to me by accident. It could be anything else going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's a fucking microphone sitting here. So I just need to keep going. Cause sometimes I'll be like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it? Am I doing it for a reason? But yeah, that's
You always
that.
get a certain confirmation that
Hell yeah. I think everybody need confirmation why they doing everything. It's like, I guess if you working a job, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna need a promotion eventually. You're gonna need a pay raise eventually.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a certificate or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, them is my certificates when I get little, when I start noticing, like, damn, oh, this ain't that. Okay. This ain't happening for no reason. Cause I know like you can you can do something, you can pursue something, and you get absolutely no feedback. You can get absolutely nothing can happen. No, nobody can show up. Nobody can support you.
Yeah.
But when you start noticing, it could be one person. It ain't no limit to it. It was a reason for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, man,
How many siblings you got?
just one. It's my daddy a fake nigga, so I don't really know. I don't know them other.
That's a good answer.
You know what I'm saying? But my twin, I think I got like 6 other siblings I met. One of them, I have a brother that I met. That's the only other sibling I met. He do music too, by the way. He pretty. His name is Common Sense. It's dope. With a K, it's like it's Common Sense. But his sense is CENTS. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Got
he
it.
done flipped the whole thing. But yeah. So I grew up with one sibling. I got some other siblings, but my daddy didn't make sure we all, A1. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. It's funny if, my brother see this interview. I don't know his real name. His name on Instagram and rap name is Common Sense, but I remember meeting him. I can't remember what his name is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild. And we got the same daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because like you said, out of sight, out of mind, which is kind of, in a sense, it's kind of like fucked up, but at the same time, it's like you can only deal with what's in your mind or like what's in your face, because we got so much presented before us to deal with it. It's easy to lose track, but sometimes you sit back like, damn, I don't even know my other siblings like that. Like,
man, I done thought about that a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, is it? I'm like, but I don't really dwell on it too much. Maybe maybe it's meant to be like that. I'm pretty sure it would be a benefit to me knowing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a different relationship with siblings, because you're more like patient with your siblings. You're more forgiving with your siblings than you would with a regular person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's always a benefit to have a relationship with people that you're related to in general. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You never wondered if they wondered about you?
Not for real. I do wonder now that you say so, but not for real. I don't really. I ain't sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
So, but I originally asked the siblings questions because I was wondering, like, in your house, because you said your mom worked 2, 3 jobs, two.
Two, yeah.
Two jobs.
Most people
So
was like 2 jobs.
times had to be hard for her to have to work. But I don't know if for her they were hard. I don't know if they were hard for you as a kid. And I say that because us as siblings, you can't afford all the games and all that when y'all got out. And I just wanted to know if you and your brother like created stuff to make y'all get through. You know how you got to put the hanger on the closet door. Socket.
What are you talking about?
Talk to me. That's all I'm asking.
We definitely did all that stuff. It was more from what I remember, and it's more when we're on punishment. Like, that's when we click up and like do all the things like you said, I can't remember. I don't know how we was hanging the basket on the top of the door, and then we playing basketball in this small ass space. When I'm thinking about it, the room this big, we playing basketball in the room though. You know what I'm saying?
Having fun.
I don't know if y'all did this. Me and my brother, we would be up at night. We had bunk beds at this time, so I would be on the top, he at the bottom, and we literally just talking shit to each other the whole time. Like, you ain't sleep yet, is you? You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So we would do like, hey, and when you think back on that, that's how you.
Good old.
That's the pure core of me and his relationship. We were that we were that tied in where we just laying in the same room, and we don't really necessarily have a conversation, but we just going back and forth and like, damn, you going to sleep already? What? You can't stay up till 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, we up trying to wait to see if what was the scary thing called? Was it Tales from the, what was that show called?
Tales from the Crib.
Tales from the Crib. Remember, it would come on late. It was like
that nigga was scary.
It was super late, but sometimes it wouldn't come on. Like sometimes you'll stay up for no reason. There's some bullshit on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So moving forward, you say you put that in you put your music would be your therapy a lot of the times.
Yeah,
Like,
that is my therapy. That's been my therapy for. I'm 33 now, so what's that like? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like 17 years. Yeah, that's been my therapy. I didn't even realize it until I start talking to other people, or I know people that's close to me, and I'm telling them, man, you know what, you need to vent. Like, you gotta find a way to get rid of your feelings cannot be sitting on you all day like that. It could be even something good that happens to you. If something good happens to you and you're not able to release it, celebrate or something like that, it kind of start to not feel as important to you. You know what I'm saying? So you even got to talk about good things. Like,
I
I
never
do
thought about
music where I feel good. I'm celebrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people confuse that. Therapy is for everything. It's a way to release, the positive vibes and the bad
Thank you.
vibes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Thank you. No, I needed to hear that. Thank you.
yeah, for sure.
I see you.
For sure, you gotta,
It's purpose, bro. I never even
yeah,
thought about that, and that makes complete sense. What you said, like if you don't celebrate it now, you start to downgrade it. Like it, and a lot of people will take that as now. Even when I hear your stuff now, I'm probably gonna listen to it way different because you will hear a lot of people. And me meeting you in person, don't get me wrong, I don't take you as a braggadocious type person.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for
But
sure.
now, when after you saying that, even more, I'd be like if I see you flashing money or whatever,
Yeah,
I probably, and you might have a funny comment like your baby daddy broke or something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I really now I'm gonna take it as
yeah.
he's celebrating his win. So that's
Nah, for sure.
therapy. That's
I
dope.
just told my boy yesterday. I got done. So I did the studio from 1 to 11. Somebody pulls up at 11 with my session over, like, man, can I get a feature? I got the video dude coming too. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I end up doing another song in a feature. But so I end up getting out the studio at like 1:30. I went to Denny's, so I end up getting back to the spot at 2:30. So my boy dropping me off, and I'm sitting in the car. He asked me what I'm doing tomorrow, and I'm like, man, for real, I'm gonna take time to kind of celebrate that I had a successful weekend, because what I did was I recorded a album in 2 days, Friday and Saturday. I did like 17 hours. You know what I'm saying? And I recorded the whole album. Man, you had to see it, bro. My session on Friday was one of the most amazing things to ever see, but nobody will ever see it because I think it was meant to be. Like, I had a cameraman that was supposed to come and everything, but I don't think it was meant to be captured on film. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had one of the best sessions ever. Like, my cousin who I was telling you about earlier was there, Alan Wayne, who I looked up to. So he there, and he pulled me to the side. He said, "Man, I don't think you know what's going on. This is the same. It's not the same, but this is the same energy from back in 2021 when you had your studio out in Grandview. It's the same thing. I remember seeing this. It's the same thing. It just elevated it, but this is the same energy. You still doing it. It's amazing." I was like, damn, I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, so that shit was pretty dope. But for what I was saying, today, I really wanted to sit back. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. I got some backwoods rolled up already. I'm gonna sit back and just, congratulate myself on accomplishing that. Cause I'll be talking shit like, man, I can do a tape in 2 days. I can do a tape in one day. You know what I'm saying? But when you actually do it, you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I really did that. And the quality is amazing. You know what I'm saying? The feedback I got while I was doing it, it was probably, I say 20 to 30 people who came in the midst and seeing me record this, and I didn't get not one bad review. I guess it's kind of hard to get bad reviews in person, but I really felt like to get bad reviews. Somebody, especially if it's your session, you know what I'm saying? This is my session. You ain't gonna come in like, I don't really like this, like that.
But you invite that though, right?
Oh man, I want all genuine feedback. I like to hear what people say. I like to hear what type of people don't like my shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear your reason on why I didn't really move you like that, or why, because it got to be something. it has to be something like, while one person feel like this is the dopest shit ever, one person feels like this is the worst shit ever. So I try to figure out what type of person is that, what type of person is this. And I actually think about that
That's dope.
when I'm creating music and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes I'll joke around and say like, you won't understand my shit, you know, or you won't like my music, you don't. You know what I'm saying? That's really me doing a play on when I'm getting feedback from people, and I'm like, oh, well, I understand why you don't like this. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I seen your wife. You know what I'm saying? You're not really into things I'm into. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. You know, but
I thought you were making a point to get back to something. I forgot what it was.
I think we was going back to damn, I forgot. I was just the therapy and celebrating. The positive things as well as having therapy for negative stuff that happens in your life. You gotta have therapy on the positive too.
So you and what I was getting to, because you said you do that and it's an instant, like you have that moment. You said you got to write it down or get it out somehow.
Yeah.
And you music for you don't think about it after that. But the thing is, and I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not.
Yeah.
If you have, say me and you are brothers or best friends or whatever, you have an issue with me or
Yeah.
something I've done to you or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's in your mind, but you're not gonna tell me, but you go get that off in the studio, that's temporary relief. Because you still gonna think about it when you see me again, like, yeah, you got it off that I did this to you, but I still did this to you. So I'm not, you know how you said out of sight, out of mind?
Yeah.
But right I'm back inside, it's like,
I agree with you on that. But only thing I'm gonna say is, you know, a little bit of therapy or some temporary therapy is better than none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you never, but you are right about that. Some stuff you have to tackle it a specific way. You can't tiptoe around it. That's why you know, for real. That's why I'm kind of against the traditional therapy, like telling somebody something that doesn't know anything about you or they really don't know the situation, they don't know anybody involved. Of course, you can get a perspective from a clear mind or whatever type of mind that is, but how much justice is it doing you if that person, the feedback they're giving you, it's not necessarily genuine. They really don't care. They getting paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? You might bump into a person who is that really cares, but that shit gonna get diluted eventually. If they've been doing therapy for 6, 7 years, this shit just becoming a thing to them. Like, so how effective is that? But I don't know. It could be effective for some people, but me myself personally, I've never did the traditional therapy. I don't care to. And if I do a form of traditional therapy, it'll be with a loved one, somebody I feel like, hey man, can I talk to you about this? Hey, what you think about that? I'll talk to somebody that I know, you know what I'm saying, that can give me genuine feedback. Or for me, I'll just do what I've been doing, and I'll write a song about it. I'll record some music about it. I'll go do something. I'll express it in another way. You know what I'm saying? I'll just vent another way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, whatever works. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. I feel like on some things, as far as like, and Style Slap, he said that same. He said that sentiment that you had as far as like you paying them so they do it for you. Know what I'm saying? But my thing is like there are teachers who care. And there are teachers who don't care.
Facts.
And they get into that because they get into teaching kids because a lot of them feel like there's a void right here in teachers that care. So maybe if I get into this, I can be the better person, the person that they need. There are cops who care.
Yeah.
Who feel like when we say we need black people, we need some black cops who know what we come from too.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure we're not downgrading all therapists who get paid. And I don't think that's what you're doing.
Nah, I ain't doing that. I'm just, like I said, whatever works for you. I do believe it's genuine people, you know what I'm saying, in that field. But you know, just my luck. I fuck around and get somebody that's, you know, they ain't really on it. I don't know. I just say I ain't really open to doing it like that. Maybe one day I will try it. You know what I'm saying?
And I haven't tried it either.
Yeah. You haven't tried it either?
No.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know. At this point, I don't feel like I need it. I really don't got too much. You know, I ain't really I don't got no pressing issues that I feel like is unresolved that's really causing me not to focus. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I'm good. I ain't really.
A lot of times, and I'm not saying this about you. I just think a lot of times we be thinking, I ain't bothered by nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with me or whatever. And then you actually have conversations with people, and it triggers something. You be like, damn, you just helped me realize that's why I'm like that about this
Well,
certain type.
we good at burying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You talk to a man. Don't cry about it. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's even when I'm dealing with women. When I'm going through life, they say they might tell me I'm not showing enough emotion or I'm not. Like. But I'm like, I'll be like, where are you from? Like the men you been around, like what type of men are they? Because when I'm growing up, men are you probably you're trying to become the backbone of your family. You know what I'm saying? You got to be strong. You're going to be the leader of your family. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be a little more strong than everybody. People got to be able to lean on you. You know what I'm saying? So. Um, you can definitely, have moments, but a lot of times I feel like, men, we're taught to, just suck it up and keep going. You know what I'm saying? You don't really, that's what I find myself doing that. And I hate when I do it. We were told so much, don't cry about it. Stop crying. What you crying for? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you something to cry about. You know what I'm saying? I just remember hearing that all the time. Like, all right, man, I ain't know that. You know what I'm saying? That makes you have I think negative about crying because, when I'm crying, that's the response I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? So I rarely cry too, I rarely cry. I probably cry, probably at the most times, maybe 4 times in a year. And it got to be something that's, like I got to lose a loved one. Funerals always get me when I'm there, or it got to be something that's super touching. But I don't cry too much, I don't. That's not how I let out my emotions by, crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's a problem when you ask her what type of dudes you deal with, like because nigga, I wasn't raised like that. I don't show you no emotion type shit, but nigga, if you ain't showing me no emotion, who am I dealing emotion? I don't know who I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because you dealing with this in your head, but you're not showing me. So that's some closeted shit at the same time too, because you have this emotion about me that you're not letting me know. So, and it's not fair that you're not letting me know, even though everybody's not receptive to what you said. At least you said it, and I know though.
Yeah.
Like I may not like that Donald Trump hate black people. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but at least I know, so I know what I'm dealing with. So with you not giving her emotion, like, look, I don't fuck with you like that. I'm really just around here to fuck you.
Yeah.
At least she knows. It may hurt her to hear it,
Yeah.
but I don't have to think, oh, this nigga really love me type deal. He just don't know how to express it type. Nah, I really don't fuck with you like that.
Nah, I kind of, sometimes it'll probably feel like I don't like complaining. Sometimes when you showing emotion, it comes off like you complaining about something. You know what I'm saying? I like taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I get to feeling like I'm complaining, I kind of fall back from it. You know what I'm saying? Even with the people you dealing with, I'm accountable for. Well, I let them do that to me, or I kind of take accountability for. I shouldn't have let that happen to me. Like there's some stuff that happened to me this year. Like I can think of a couple things where I'm like, man, I'm not really even gonna dwell on this. This was my fault. I should have. I could have analyzed this situation way better. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I deal with it. Like I just take accountability. Like I'm gonna just make sure that don't happen again. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think, and speaking to you, I'm talking to myself too, like, cause I used to be like that heavy, and I'm still like that too. But you making me think of it in a different way to where, like, I'm really checking myself on this. You don't think taking accountability for yourself, right? That's a good thing by most people's standards or terms. They like you taking accountability, but you also, if you're my friend and I keep taking accountability for some shit you need to hear about, I'm not helping you grow. And sometimes you need that because they'll think it's all right. They'll think it's you and not them sometimes.
Yeah,
Like, I
man.
could take accountability for my part, cool, but I still need to let you know this is not complaining. Like if I come to you and be like, bruh, like, you know how I came at you was shitty. Da 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 da. This is what I did wrong or whatever, but I feel like this about you. I feel like this about what you did. I feel like you should be able to take that because I did acknowledge what I did wrong, and I'm still open to what you think
Mm-hmm.
about what I did wrong. That's not you complaining. That's you like we gotta grow.
Yeah, like you said, I guess it's just a matter of uh, how receptive your people are to what you're showing them. Like if you don't get the response you want, it's gonna alter your approach in the future. Like, well, I didn't like my reaction when I told them how I really feel. You know what I'm saying, and shit like that. I think that's the biggest thing for me. If I don't like the reaction I get, I probably ain't gonna do that again. I probably ain't gonna. I probably did try to be like real open with you and tell you exactly what's on my mind, and you really didn't feel me or you didn't, so going forward, I'm gonna just keep it to myself. I find myself doing that a lot, but shit, I don't know.
You understand the weakness in that though? Like I affect the way you are with everybody else now. The fact that I did that, I still had some real estate in your head because I did this, so this person has to deal with the person you are now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And when you talk about it's serious but less serious, music. When you're doing your music, you got people in there that you want to hear the real from, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
facts.
you take that and be like, okay, this is what I calculate or whatever. But you continue to keep doing that. Why you ain't the same way in real life?
For real, for
You
real.
give me that makes
For real,
sense?
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I
I like
just
how
think
you
we
put
got to
that.
be more intentional about our real life too, because bro, I hear you say money. If it ain't about money, it ain't da da da. I don't want you
Mm-hmm,
around.
mm-hmm.
If it ain't about this or that, like the little more material shit, whatever. But I do believe you to be a person who cares about people, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So it's really not about if it ain't about money or it ain't about this. I feel like it's about like you're getting in the way of things I'm trying to do to elevate us, but there's still things that I'm dealing with at the same time. I just cover them up by I'm on the money train right now. I'm on
Yeah,
this and stuff, and
yeah,
that could be a
yeah.
problem, like because relationships are built off. Great relationships are built off communication. I don't care what you and your brother go through.
Mm-hmm.
As long as y'all can communicate,
Yeah,
y'all are dope. That's
that's
why he's
facts.
still he's your guy. That's why y'all
Yeah, that's
always are able to
facts.
come back together because y'all probably communicate with each other, but y'all probably haven't done enough communicating too at the same time.
Yeah, it's wild out, man. What I don't think you can ever have too much communication with a person. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we done had more conversations than I've had more conversations with him than anybody on earth. But it's still a lot of stuff we ain't talked about. It's been periods where we ain't really because you constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? So if you go 4 months without having a real conversation with somebody, you done missed a whole lot on they development. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel the same way they did 6 months ago. So you like, man, hold on, when did you start doing that? You know what I'm saying? But you ain't talked to this person. So yeah, I feel that for sure.
And they so surprised by how you think, and that's the same in your say romantic relationships. Like
Hmm.
if y'all not constantly communicating, you don't know how that person feel. Like you can change from day to day. I was hard pressed on this thought yesterday, but now today I see it differently because I'm open to grow.
Man, I just said, man, I wish I knew what song I said it was on. I said it on. I had a bar. I said, uh, I should have realized it was over when we stopped talking about our future. You know what
I
I'm
heard
saying? Like,
that.
I think I might have. I don't know what song I said that, but I said I should have realized it was over when we stopped talking about our future. You know what I'm saying? When you stop communicating about things like that, about what's going on with each other and where y'all going, man, it ain't looking good. You should. I kind of noticed that, like with some of my stronger relationships. That's funny you said about it being a strong relationship. We're always talking about how we're feeling at the moment, where we want to go. We're always talking about, where we want to go and things we want to do, what we want to change about ourselves, or something we're not liking at the moment. So I feel like if y'all stop communicating on that level, then yeah, it's going downhill from there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's just real important.
Are you starting to? Because you do a lot in your music. You do a lot of you hit a lot of spots where it's like you had this thought and it's out of there or whatever.
Yeah.
But are we bringing it back to life? Like, because you just said, like, I realized we start communicating, it was probably over.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about our
We
future, it
stop
was
talking about our
probably
future.
over.
Yeah.
But do that get you back to life? Like, or is it just a bar for you? In the
Nah. It really it just wake me up like, damn, going forward, I gotta make sure I'm keeping that part of the relationship lit, or even it could be a friendship relationship. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I keep that lit, make sure I focus on that. If I notice it's slacking, I'm gonna just do my part to make sure it don't fall off. You know what I'm saying? It's on the other person too, but I'm gonna make sure I do my part. You know what I'm saying, to make sure we don't fall off. So
Yeah. You had a bar about Mozzie kicking the cup.
yeah.
You deal with the cup?
Yeah, I fuck with the cup. You know, I say I'm like what they call it. I'm like a social drinker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really do it too much if I treat that like alcohol for real. You won't catch me waking up and going buying a bottle of alcohol, or like, oh, we getting a bottle today.
Mhm.
It's always like influence. It's just about the vibe, but I do end up I mess with it a little bit from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Lately, I've been recognizing, you know, the bad in it. Of course, it's bad in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of bad in that shit. And you know, I got a song called "Biggest Enemy." You know what I'm saying? And that's what the second verse is about. I think I say, "Drink, you my biggest enemy," and I go into talking about how, you know, Drink don't got no love for you. You know what I'm saying? Or it don't care about you like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would have to hear the song, but I talked about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel about it. I actually ain't, since I've been in Kansas City for about 2 weeks. Have I ain't hit a cup the past 2 weeks, and it been around every day. I ain't hit no cup at all. I ain't mess with it at all. So, you know.
You the first one because I've heard people say they do it while talking to me, but you the first one I got to ask about it. Like, but you said you don't do it, so when you do it, it's not to run away from nothing. It was just
Nah, hell no. Nah. It's just like it's just like a you know, we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people do drugs to cope, and some people do drugs. You know, it's just recreational. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm just setting a vibe. It's kind of like the difference between somebody who smokes weed and a pothead. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, potheads, they have to smoke before they eat. They doing it. They wake and bake. They go to sleep with a blunt. But me, I'm just doing it just because I want to. I want to. You know. I feel like feeling like this at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing that I need. It's nothing that I'm not addicted. I'm not addicted to no drugs at the moment. I don't feel like I have an addicted person. You know, addicted personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can let go of anything. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say that for real. A lot of people say that like, I don't need it, and they really be. But I'm genuinely like that. Like I said, I done been around. I done been around a drink the past 2 weeks, and I haven't took a sip. You know, it's been to my access. I could, you know, but I had no desire to do it. And it could be, now I'm thinking about it, it could be because I'm realizing, I'm telling you, I did that my biggest enemy song like not too long ago, and you know, I kind of got that out. Like, man, this shit ain't really about nothing. It's fucking up kidneys and livers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say who it was. We in traffic, and the homegirl tell my boy like, hey, your eyes is getting yellow, boy. You need to go check that out. Then we all looking at like, damn, his eyes is getting yellow. They was like, what are you doing? It's funny. That's because that could be is it liver or kidney? I can't remember what they said it was. She said that could be a liver or kidney part. Are you drinking alcohol or what are you doing? And we all laugh. I'm like, this nigga drinking lean. That's what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that too. Like, oh man, I ain't fucking with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know you got a great mission here. You know we were talking about purpose earlier. You know you got a purpose here. So why even try to? If you know the harms of it, of course we gonna.
Why take yourself out early? I feel
yeah.
yeah.
And damn near everything. This smart water probably got some shit in it.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
that's in it. I get that part of it, but the stuff that you do know, why keep doing it? Like especially you. One for purpose. Two is and by saying you don't need it. You don't need
I
like
don't
you're
need
not
it.
leaning on
I
it. So
know.
not like I wasn't trying to
So,
say you know, I wasn't
yeah,
trying to
that's a bar though.
yeah, you're not leaning on it, so why do it? Heard you say you went to prison, but it was a good thing for it was a benefit for you,
Hell yeah.
and you got your GED too.
Hell yeah.
So, but at the time that it happened to you, you couldn't have felt like this is beneficial to me. I'm going. What did you, if you can share that? Why'd you go in? What was it? What was the process like, and what you learned while you was in there, and you know what I'm saying? How was the experience for you?
Yeah, I caught a case for robbery. I was on probation. I still, man, I had a fucked up mentality or just what I was seeing. Like, so I catch a case. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. I get bonded right out. My homies bond me out. Probably my girl. They bond me out. So it kind of don't. I'm right out when it happened. So then when I'm out, all I do is go pay a lawyer. I go to a court date, and they basically tell me, all right, go home. You just got to report to this person. It's kind of like if your kids do something and you really just say, hey, I don't do that again. You know what I'm saying? It might not be effective. That might not be the best disciplinary action for them. You know what I'm saying? For me, them just letting me walk out, it wasn't the right disciplinary action. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I was 19. I was 18. I was 18. I was 18 and it wasn't effective. So I'm on probation. I hadn't graduated high school yet because I stopped going to high school and after junior year for real. I kind of fell off with that shit. But they trying to tell me you either gonna work or go to school. School is out of here. I'm 18, 19. I'm not going. I'm not. When I look like going back to school, and I gotta get money. And then they say get a job. I actually tried to get a job, but hey, this is a thing that happens to a lot of people, a lot of men. Let me say a lot of men. I go get the job. You know, it's easy to get a little fast food job. I go get the job. I think I was at McDonald's. I did McDonald's and Long John service. I can't remember. But they made me shave. So I shaved. I ain't thinking too much about it. I shave. I'm working. As soon as I get back around the homies, roasting session all night. Roasting session all night. I said, fuck that job. I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I ain't. They talking about I look like a pedophile and all this type shit. Like, I'm not going back. Right. And it's funny when I think back on it because I was a little nigga. I didn't even have all this. I just had a little. So I just took away a little bit. Yeah. They roasting the shit out of me. I'm talking about like making me feel bad about it. Like they not saying good job on getting a job and trying to get from under this probation. They like, nigga, you look dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I said, fuck that. Fuck that. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. From that point on, I said, I'm not working. I'm cool. I'm straight. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. You know what I'm saying? So of course I ended up getting violated probably like 3 times. They violated me the last time. I was really on some bullshit. I can't remember what I got arrested for something. I think it was some weed I can't remember what the fuck it was. I got arrested for something and it popped up. She calls me down. She tries to tell me that I got to do house arrest. This is my punishment, basically. I got to do house arrest. I said, all right. They said, but you got to do house arrest to where you parole. Now, fast forward, I know we was talking about my stepdad. I paroled to his house, but I never stayed there. I'm already grown. I never went back to the house, but I did use his address to parole to. So they like parole to his house. I'm like, no way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going over there. What the fuck? So I said, fuck her. You know what I'm saying? And I said, do what you got to do. So of course, my probation ended up getting revoked, and that's how I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't walk down my probation. So when I say that prison was a good thing for me. It's only because when I got to prison, there go my second life lesson into people. You know what I'm saying? I got all these homies. I got girls I'm messing with. You know what I'm saying? You start to see who really fuck with you. You start to see like, nigga, me and you talked every day or every other day. I've been gone for 60 days. You ain't hollered at me not one time. You ain't tried to come find me. You ain't tried to do nothing. Like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Then I get to prison, and the first person who sent me money on my books is my mother. I wasn't talking to my mother like that at the time, but she was the very first person. As soon as I look at that kiosk, she the one that was there. Like, so I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It just gave me time to think and kind of sort out who was really there for me, what's important. A big thing that kind of crushed me with that whole thing. The only thing that did crush me was a good prison. I feel like it kind of helped me become a better man. The only thing that crushed me about it, honestly, is I missed my daughter's first birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm real big on my kids. I didn't even know I would be like that. I'm real big on my kids. You know what I'm saying? I love my kids. Like, they're my priority. You know what I'm saying? I even keep pushing. Sometimes I'm like, man, I make better decisions because I think about them first. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that I would do, but I don't do it because I gotta go home to my kids. You know what I'm saying? My son found out I did this. Like, how's somebody gonna explain? Oh, your daddy was. You know what I'm saying? I always think about that because I think about my fake daddy. Like, somebody come tell me something about. I'm pretty sure it's nothing. I've heard stuff about him. It's like, damn, like he don't got no good rap. You know what I'm saying? He don't got no good. You know, his track record ain't good out here. He not really a stand up guy. So that's the one thing that did crush me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna try to make sure that never happens again. And then of course, another thing I talk about this before. I've talked about this before. I was recording music before I went in, and I'm with all these people. And no shade to none of my people. None of my shit got done when I was gone. When they took me out of the equation, everything stopped. That's when I seen how important I am to my situation. Like, it's not I'm the one that's controlling all this. It's not nobody is helping me. Like, I might have thought at the time, like, well, my homie give me money and help me do this, or they help me do this. I'm using this person's studio. I took myself out the equation, everything stopped. It ain't like nobody replaced me. It's like the whole shit just stopped. So it kind of made me see how important I was to my own situation. I'm the one really steering the boat, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that make all this stuff go. And then of course, like, I feel like in my homie will tell you, he funny, like he'll tell you that all disturbed young men need to go do a 120. That's what 120 is, like a small little sentence you can get, you know, the 120 days. It's kind of extreme, like, because I guess you can do boot camp or something, but he be saying that if you go do a 120 in prison, you're gonna learn respect, you're gonna learn like a whole lot of things that you're not gonna learn in the real world, because the real world kind of make excuses for you, it kind of babies you, you know what I'm saying? When you're in the Department of Corrections, it's nigga, them COs, they're not your friends, they don't got no love for you, they might act like this one day with you, but they genuinely don't give a fuck. The next day they throwing you in a hole. You know what I'm saying? I had a relationship with not a relationship. I had a cool little rapport with one of the COs. One day she on a bad trip, put me in a hole for 30 days over over something that had nothing to do with me. Even though that's crazy if I tell y'all that story. I was meant to go to the hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I was meant to go to the hole because look, I went to the hole for something like super random. It was something about some coffee getting spilled, and they tried to come blame me. And I looked at her dead in the eyes like, I don't drink coffee. I never drank coffee a day in my life because I don't like chocolate. And it looks like, when I was a kid, I felt like it looked like chocolate. I don't fuck with it. I never even tried it. So even to my adulthood, I still don't drink coffee. Then I heard you might as well stay away from as much caffeine as you can anyway. So I'm like, fuck it. I ain't going.
Okay.
I ain't gonna start drinking coffee. Still ain't tried it. So boom, I'm going back and forth with her. She feel like I got an attitude. They put me in a hole. All right. I'm in a hole with this guy, like, and it really, I had never interacted or sat down with somebody like him. You know what I'm saying? It kind of opened my eyes because I always gravitated to people that was like me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of made it my duty. Like if I don't like your type of, I ain't gonna hang around you. You know what I'm saying? But in that situation, I was forced to be in a room with somebody I didn't pick. You know what I'm saying? I could feel them out for an hour. I can't leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I don't like him, I can't go nowhere. We still stuck. But it kind of taught me like how to deal with people, how to be like more respectful of people, like how to pay attention to like people's triggers and things they may not understand, or you just got to deal with certain people a certain type of way. You can't deal with how I would deal with myself or people like me. I can't deal with him like that because we got into it a couple times, but I didn't understand he's not like me. He's not receptive to the things I'm telling him. I said something to him about he had been in prison for maybe 6, 7 years. He was outdated on something about the internet, and I'm a computer nerd. Like I
Mhm.
was like, I know how to. At that time, I don't even know about today, but I knew how to put a computer together. This back when I still would mess with PC. I only mess with Apple right now, but I could put together a PC. And he said something about a antivirus program, and he tried to say it was an internet browser. And I said, "Oh man, you've been locked up too long. You done confused, blah blah blah." Oh, he went off about it. He went off about it. We start fighting over this small, me saying he been in here too long. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of taught me like, damn, you got to deal with, people uh, in a certain way. Like everybody ain't like you. My fucking bunkie had Hitler tattooed on his stomach. You know what I'm saying? But when he got to talking to me about his life and how he was raised, I swear I was 20 years old. I At that moment I realized racism is not, it's taught, like it's in you, like that's how you were raised. This dude genuinely, he don't feel no type of way about black people. Actually, he doesn't know any black people. He never been around no black people. He was just raised like this. When I'm listening to him, like, you really a cool dude. You just believe in preserving your race and all this. But I just realized he never been around no black people to even get a positive view on them. He only has what he was taught or what he see on TV. He don't really know. And he old now, so at the time he had to be like 28, touching 30. He boxed in. He not changing. But I didn't have no ill feeling towards him because he don't know no better. Why would you listen to somebody say I don't like black people, but they don't fuck with black people?
Mhm.
Now, if a black person decide they don't like black people and they've been dealing with them their whole life, you might have to look into that a little bit more. But for somebody who never been around no black people, why would you listen to them? That's like a kid saying, "I don't like broccoli." You never ate broccoli, so what are you talking about? You just saying you don't like it. That's what I relate it to. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of lessons I learned. I only did 7 months on my I only they on I, my thing was 2 years. I only did 7 months, but I learned so much like about dealing with people, about dealing with myself, about friends, about who's really gonna be there for you. Even down to the point where when I get out, who was standing there. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you learn a whole lot of shit from that. And I did get my GED. I got that shit on the first day of class. Like that kind of showed me too. Like, damn, I'm really. Now, I don't want to say better. I'm better than this though. Like I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, yeah, that shit opened my eyes on a lot of things, man. Like
You-
I don't think I ever said that out loud. Like, man, the first day I went to the GD little
Yeah.
class or whatever, I took the test. The lady said, "Hey, come here." They said, "You don't need this. You just gonna take the test tomorrow, and then we're gonna go from there." Sure enough, I take the test the next day. I passed. Like I didn't need schooling. I was smart. You know what I'm saying? I just the way my life was going. I
You
was
didn't
mad at
have
my
extra.
mother. I was mad at my mother. I moved out my mother's house and she wouldn't enroll me in school. I was only 17. You couldn't enroll yourself in school back then. I don't know how it is now. You cannot enroll yourself in a school without your legal guardian or something until you're 18. So I tried to wait till I was 18 and said fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I appreciate that. It's a
yeah,
good story.
yeah.
Robbin Crew. Is
Robin
this
Crew.
Robbin Crew? Is this just is this deeper than what the surface says for it?
Yeah, yeah. The Robin Crew. The Robin Crew really. is me turning something that somebody would usually look at in a certain light and telling them to look at it in this light. The Robbin crew, Robbin is the action of taking something from somebody that they don't want to give you, you know what I'm saying, or that doesn't belong to you. You going and taking it. That's what my Robbin crew is about. It's about going and get what you want out of life, you know, that they don't want to give you. Like if you're at work and you want to if you want to be a manager, you're gonna have to take that position. You're gonna have to play that role. Like even down to simple things where people say, dress for the position you want, not the position you have. That's a part of like the Robbin crew mentality. You got to go take it. You got to go in there and act like you own the place. You know what I'm saying? I even do that with my music. Nobody called me the best until I felt like I was the best. I noticed that. Nobody told me. I never had nobody come up to me and tell me you're my favorite rapper until I felt like, I'm my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Until I believed that in myself. You got to put that energy out there because so I had that energy in myself. So I didn't even realize that's what I'm projecting when that's what I'm projecting off. I'm projecting that I'm the best. And some people are gravitating to it like, you know what? You really are the best. But you have to put that out. It's kind of like I seen with Nipsey Hussle. So many people love him and they like what he stands for. They like his message. They like everything he talks about. But he was projecting that. That's the energy he was projecting off. Like he was projecting positivity, elevation. He was using words like prolific and you know what I'm saying? He was talking about running a marathon and all that. That shit's powerful when that's what you projecting. You know what I'm saying? So uh that's just what it's about. The Robbin crew is about taking what they don't want to give you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people wasn't respecting my work ethic. I feel like people was like, oh yeah, he can do it. Yeah, he showed us. But I didn't think people realized I could really do it, which had me pursue dropping 365 songs. I was like, I'm gonna drop a song every day because people are respecting my work ethic, but I don't think they know I'm really doing this. It don't matter what's going on. I can sit down and do a song. So I ended up doing the 365 challenge. It was a challenge for myself where I would record a song every day, not put out a song every day, record and put out a song every day. Because I got music put up. You know what I'm saying? So I recorded a song every day, no matter what happened. If I woke up and was mad, I'm still doing a song and putting it out. I'm in Vegas. I'm still in my hotel room doing a song. I'm in Houston. Before we go to the club, we got to go stop back and do this song real quick. You know what I'm saying? No matter what happened, I showed people that I can commit myself to my craft. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious I take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my 365 was about. A lot of people got up on me for real from me dropping a song every day for a year. I think I did that in 2021 was the year, but I dropped a song, every day for a year.
A song, a picture.
Oh man, and
your promo was up, yeah.
look. I was meant to, man. It's wild how God, the universe. Sometimes I like to say universe because some people they'll kind of channel what you're saying different if you refer to it as God. So for the people who don't want to put it in that sense, whether you say it's God or the universe, I was meant to do that. So when I started 365, I thought about that. Like I'm the type I don't want to put up the same picture every day. So I started it off with my Robbin Crew logo. It might have been that one. I don't even know which one it is. I started the first one off. I just put up the Robbin Crew logo and I had the song. A graphic designer from Brazil. He been following me for a while. He fucks with me. He actually fucks with the Kansas City music scene in general. It's wild. We international if y'all didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So he hits me and he sends me the cover for day 2 of 365. He makes me a cover. I'm like, damn, this is hard. He didn't ask me. He makes me a cover for 2 of 365. I'm like, bro, I appreciate it. I put the song up. I get to doing 3. He sends me day 3, the cover for day 3. He did another cover, but it was 27 other pictures in the attachment. He made me a cover for every day for January. So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, damn, I gotta do this. This is a dude that I at least gotta do January. And that's what's That's a side note to my 365 journey that may get overlooked. There was a guy in Brazil who made 365 covers for me to drop these songs every day. I didn't press him about it. He was really following. He would make sure I got this shit for the next month. Like, he like said, I'm gonna take this journey with you. He don't speak too good of English, so I've never had a conversation with him about this. Like, what made you say, I'm gonna take the responsibility to make sure you have the artwork every day for your 365? But I'm not the type to, really investigate too deep into something. I just say, oh man, that's God. You know what I'm saying? He making sure I don't got too much pressure on me. I can focus on creating the music as opposed to what picture I'm gonna put up every day. So I was able to focus on the music itself. You know what I'm saying, to get that done. So when I finished 365, man, I had to thank God. I had to thank everything God put in my life for me to complete it. Like I was telling you earlier, I had to thank God for having a studio everywhere I go, because you know that's not a necessarily common thing. It is easy to get a studio set up, but for you to literally always have access to one, that's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
Especially for somebody like me who that's just therapeutic to me. I was just telling my homegirl the other day, like, man, it's kind of weird if I don't get to record a song before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to at least get in there, even if I go do a 16 or if I just go in there, I kind of want to do that before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, them people doing these things for you just randomly, or I don't know. It's a testament to one, who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I definitely appreciate everybody that comes along my path and helps me push it. Like, I know that's not by accident. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's somebody that come give me some extra motivation, or even if it's somebody who gives me an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take real pride in that. Even like you told me earlier, like, hey, I was listening to Big Ass Gun on Me. You could kind of turn that into you know what I'm saying? I really listen to all that, like, damn, you're right, because I love that song when I did it, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of been working so much afterwards, I hadn't had time to go back and reflect on it or even come up with a new idea for it, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. All that stuff don't happen by accident. I try to, sometimes I ignore things and like, but some stuff you can't ignore. And you can tell me if y'all had something like this. Look, I'm just living my life. My case I caught, I had a co-defendant. He was like one of my homies. This was one of my good friends. So I got a lot of rapport with him. He was smart. When he got on probation, he moved to California.
Mm-hmm.
God, smartest shit you can ever do. Kansas City is set up for you to, become another number in that motherfucker. They get paid for that. So look, I fuck with him. That's my boy. He tries to link me in with his uncle that has ties to No Limit, I think he says.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the message. I'm one of them people, like, I don't believe anything you tell me. I don't care about none of that. Like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck No Limit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? You could say he got that, whatever. He says, man, you really need to meet him. I'm like, nah. 5 years later, some miscellaneous shit happened on the internet, and I kind of get into a back and forth conversation with this guy, Big Court. Court Dog was his right name, Big Court, whatever y'all want to call him. Cordy Richardson on his, some of his platforms. And we go back and forth, cool guy. I'm like, I respect this dude. He flies out to Phoenix where I'm at. And he says, meet me at my hotel. We can go grab something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about you, see what you got going on. So we sitting there talking, and it hit me like, I tell him like, hey, what's the name? He tried to link me up with you about 5 years ago, but I was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about that. Like, but in turn, this when I first meet him. In turn, and come to find out, I was really, I'm kind of, I don't know what's supposed to happen. I was supposed to meet him a long time ago. He is what I need. I've been needing him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, nigga. What he brought to me was some of the most beneficial shit that happened to me in a long time. Like the push he gives me, the support he gives me, the way he is about action, not just talk. Some people talk like, "Hey, you should do this." He actually come sit down with you, like, "Hey, I got this mapped up for you." You know what I'm saying? Like, let's try this. Like he tell the funny story all the time. Like he I'm finna go do a press run in Atlanta. He like, hey, I know you finna go do these interviews, blah blah blah. You know, it'll be better to send over your EPK to the interviewers in these platforms so they can be more familiar with you. And it's on YouTube. I text because he told the story. I text him. I said, hold on, blood. Let me Google EPK before I give you my answer. I didn't know what an EPK was.
Smart, bro.
So I look up the EPK. He ends up giving me my EPK done. Then when we, when I just start fucking with him, he kind of just turned me up as far as having confidence in myself. It's rare to run into people who want to partner with you and build what you already got going on. They don't want to take you and make you a part of what you got going on. They embrace that you got your own brand, that you got everything you going. They just want to help you enhance that. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that is like priceless, is valuable. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my nigga Big Court. Like he done been such a positive influence on me, just pursuing this shit on my own. A lot of people might get this confused, like he's not giving me a bunch of money, like he doing something better than money. You know what I'm saying? He's making sure I'm on top of my shit. Every time I talk to him, he say, "Hey, so what you got going on?" You know what I'm saying? What happened? What you told me last time? You said you was gonna do this. Well, how's that going? You know what I'm saying? He's giving me something better than money. Because if you give somebody some money, a lot of people don't understand this. It's a lot of people walking around. I just need 20,000. I don't know if this is me talking to them. I don't know if you know what happened. There was some scams going on. A lot of y'all got 20,000, and a year later y'all have nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you give somebody some money, or you give them a boost without knowledge or without genuine how to go do something, that shit don't mean nothing. That shit ain't gonna go nowhere. That shit gonna be a waste. So shout out my nigga Big Court and everybody who say he ain't did what he should for me. Like, shut the fuck up. Y'all don't know. Until you meet me and get around me and get my opinion on it, nigga, shut the fuck up. Now if I said he ain't really, then. But yeah, I appreciate that dude so much. And I feel like I was blocking that initially. I was supposed to link up with him years before. And I'm thinking like, damn, I wonder if I had him, when I was 24, like what would have happened? Like, would I have skipped a lot of this bullshit I was going through? You know what I'm saying? But everything happens when it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change it. He came at a perfect time when I was ready to listen. He always salute me on the fact that I listen. You know what I'm saying? I definitely listen. I'm a leader. I definitely take pride in running shit, but I listen. I definitely. I will play my position, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing why I mesh with him so well. He is to me, he's a big dog, you know what I'm saying? On paper, he a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of dope ass platforms going on, but he will come into a room, he'll sit right there and say, hey, C-Dub, hold on, let me get you. He'll fix my chain, or you know what I'm saying? Make sure ain't nothing in your beer. He'll do all that. He'll go into that position. That's how I know he genuinely fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah.
Not only salute to you listening, but salute to you being transparent with him enough to be like, hey, I was supposed to fuck with you 5 years ago, but I said fuck you. Stuff like that always touches me. Like when somebody say something like that to me, that's why I always try to be real with people. That like I told you, like, I don't really rock with your music like that. But when this one, this motherfucker. Yeah. Shout out that real quick, the name of that project real quick, because I just listened to it, so I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, I just dropped Me, Myself, and My Blender. I don't know. I think I dropped it on June 17th, but yeah.
I listened to that all the way through. Listen, and I say this in spirit of the fact that I wasn't on his music at first, so I want to make it. I want to, and not to say I haven't
No,
listened.
no, it's
to
all
it.
good. It's all good. Yeah.
I want to make sure I shout it out and listen to the fun in it. Listen to like it's very fun, but it's dope beats, and he always gonna say something to hit you like,
Yeah,
this nigga crazy.
yeah,
It is fun, so I encourage y'all to listen to that.
yeah.
In the spirit of Indelibly Marked in the name, shout out Mark's my barber. He helped me came up with this talking to him. I used to ask people, do you want to leave the people with something? But now it's, will you leave them marked out
Leave them marked out.
with some words? Like, you know, in Cali, it's marked out. It's totally different.
Hell
But
yeah,
like,
hell yeah. You
this
marked.
is in a good way. Like, indelible mark is something that will last on you forever. It can not be removed. So that's what I mean, like with words. And I believe you've done that through this conversation.
Yeah.
But if you got any more words you want to leave.
I don't know. I try to be, I'm kind of unorthodox.
Do,
You know what I'm saying?
Don't change who you are for this.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm going out, you know what I'm saying? If I know my son's looking at this, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, hey, do everything possible to avoid dying broke. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused. A lot of people gonna die broke. Don't be one of them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm living by that right now.
I'm
man.
with that. Would you that prayer?
Let's get it. Let's get it. And look, just for the people out there, I grew up in a church, man. So I really don't pray as much as I'm supposed to. I know my aunties would be so disappointed in me, but I still do value it. You know, anytime we get to do this. So,
Yes, Father.
dear Heavenly Father, I appreciate you for continuing me on this journey and let me touch so many people and let me execute my talent and really achieve my goals.
Thank you, God.
Shout out to my boy for letting me do this interview, kind of letting me say some things I never said before. And please let this man keep going. Please let him keep elevating. You know what I'm saying? The platform is super dope. Let me be one of the best episodes that ever happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that.
And everybody in this room, let's give them the strength not to die broke. In Jesus'
thank
name.
you, Father God.
Amen.
Please, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray and know everything is possible. The goal is to leave a lasting imprint on their minds and their hearts. We pray you've been indelibly marked. Fire, bro. I've been waiting for it to